Well, I thought it was time to get back to making videos on topics that I know a little bit more about or a lot about and enjoy a little bit more. So let's get back to some spirituality instead of me making ridiculous reactive videos that I never should have posted. Anyway, what do you do? What are you going to do? We all make mistakes, don't we? Yeah, not making any excuses for myself, but I think the last 2 weeks, or at least last week, was like, from what I'm hearing from others and reading on people's blogs, that it was a very highly energetic week, or the last 2 weeks. And I heard a lot of people are getting sick. So it's no wonder I was feeling so, it probably added to why I was feeling so unwell. Anyway, maybe this video is also a reactive video. I have no idea, but this is all about me bringing back the God experience, working with the Siddhis, the 64 Siddhis of the Gene Keys. A couple of months ago, no, it was like, God, maybe it's been 7 months now. I can't remember. I got this beautiful download, or I thought was a download. Anyway, it was a beautiful download. And the gist of it was, now is the time, as the world appears to get a little bit darker, that those of us who can and feel like holding space, like maybe now during these tumultuous times from now and the next year or 2 years, it's going to be really kind of dark and chaotic. And it's really not our time to do things out into the outer world, to be like trying to change things from that position. That now is a time for us to really hold space and be the vessels and the containers and the grounding vessels for higher frequencies. So it's not a lot of doing out there, but doing in here, keeping yourself safe and calm and being a vessel for spirit. And what I got was that now's the time for that, and that we can use and play with the Siddhic frequencies. We can, as the world goes darker, we go lighter. We use the frequencies, we bring them into our body and ground them into the earth plane. And it's a very playful thing that I created. I was also given a way to use our bodies, to imprint our bodies with the words of the Siddhis, like Dr. Emoto's work, where you imprint the water. We can imprint our bodies, our cells, our spinal fluid, our brain, to really take on the frequency of that word in our bodies. And that word, that concept in our bodies, then becomes a magnet for the frequencies themselves, right? We have to have, like attracts like. So we put the words in our bodies and our cells, and energetically our body goes, ooh, I know this is a word, it's a thought, it's a frequency. And now we can pull in the higher frequencies and we ground that into our life. We become vessels for that. And I had started a group and had just a few people. I really didn't advertise it. I am like the worst marketer. I do nothing. I put something out once and that's it. So hopefully a lot of people see this because I'm going to ask, what I'm going to do, rather than creating a group, although I am open to creating a group, if enough people see this and they would like to meet and talk about these things, I'm happy to start a group. So you'll just have to let me know in the comments. But what I've decided to do is challenge myself, give myself a little purpose. And I think I always do this at the end of the year. It's like, just challenge yourself now to make a video, one video every 5 days. Just lost my train of thought. How ridiculous. Anyway, so I started a group. And we did the exercises. And the point of this is to be very playful, but working with the Siddhic frequencies is really, really healing. I was very dedicated to this process and occasionally still am, but now I'm getting back on the wagon. And when the healing that can occur by using the method and really focusing on these Siddhic frequencies actually does more shadow work. It brings up what that shadow is into your life rather than you digging for it or having an event catalyze it. It brings it up in a safe, non-eventful manner, and it heals it. You see it much deeper. So it's a much softer, beautiful way of healing, bringing up stuff in a beautiful way, and the frequency's already there to heal it. So I found great healing, but I also had so much fun. The process is we do a little activation of the Siddhic frequency, and then you just go on with your week, the next 5 days, and you just suddenly that word. So this week, today we start off with the Siddhi frequency of invincibility. So I've already done my activation and my little prayer asking to be a grounding vessel of invincibility. And then you forget about it. Of course, like the first moment you're like, and you just look, the universe will show you in your environment by little things, either it's a word or a feather drops by or just something that reminds you. And in your mind, it will go invincibility. And you'll go, oh my God, it just grounded. I just grounded it. And that's what invincibility means to me, or how it shows up. I've just grounded it. It will happen. And it just happened to me. I just did the activation about a half an hour ago, came to my computer, looked at the emails, and was looking at the promotions. I mean, like there's a bazillion promotions coming through. And right at the top, it was from either Amazon Prime or Netflix. And it said, binge season 2 of Invincible. And I thought, the universe has already responded. Invincibility in my field, in my sphere, in my area has been grounded. And it's so fun to do. And yeah, so I hope you join me in this little exercise, because I don't know, it's just so brilliant. And what I'm also going to do in each video is share the Hebrew number energies, or the meanings behind the words via the Hebrew letters. Yeah, so what else? And oh yes, I am calling this, the title of the video is the original, I don't know what I'm going to say, the original God experience. And I'm putting the original because it's because someone who was in my original group has, now created their own God group. And my God calls were called gateways of destiny, because I really feel like the Siddhic frequencies are our gateways to our awakening. The Siddhic frequencies are when consciousness wakes up to itself, and you're in self-realization, and that's our liberation. It's our destiny. So it's gateways of destinies. But there is another God call, God experiment going on by somebody else who was in my group, who has called it something else and thinks it's completely different. But I'm, if there are, hopefully not using any of my techniques. And I shouldn't say my, but yeah. This person mentioned that, oh, everybody's using everybody's stuff nowadays. Nothing belongs to anybody. But the universe did not agree with that concept. And yeah, so I'm kind of taking back a little bit of credit in case any of you out there are familiar with the other one, that this one is the original God experience using the Siddhic frequencies. So what else do I want to tell you? I think that's it. I hope you join me. It's going to be so much fun. I would love to have a group, but for now, I'll just share as the transits go by, I will just put up a video and do a little activation. And I would love, 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 love to hear how these Siddhic frequencies showed up in your life. Yeah, but you really do have to do the activation. That's why I'll do it every 5 days. with each of the Siddhic frequencies. I know some people in our group didn't follow the exercise and they didn't really get anything out of it. I was like, well, what do you expect? So I ask you to please, follow along, because you're going to benefit from it. I mean, why not? Siddhic frequencies, it's like the love of God, love of the universe coming into your body for 5 minutes, and then magically showing you that it's listening, that it's grounded, that you're doing something good. I mean, why wouldn't you do it? Okay, please join me for the original God experience.